and that you do feel terrified to go out your house.
Well, I would do where I live, because I'm literally right on the edge of the Muslim community in Southampton. So, yeah.
So tell them that. But look, I don't think you'll get much justice off of the police service at the moment. Okay?
Yeah.
But what I do think that you will get is a paper trail that should anything happen, it all comes back onto them. Because they need to start taking responsibility for their harassment that they've done. And I firmly believe that you make sure the paper trail's there for all of them.
Yeah, I have actually done that with another certain person. I'm not mentioning her name, but I have done that with another certain person. So yeah,
you know, when these idiots are, I mean, I don't think that people should be running to the police every 5 minutes over silly things said on YouTube. But when there's serious stuff that could put you actually in a life-changing situation, then you should. Yeah. Don't be bullied by these idiots, because all they are idiots. They really are. Yeah. You know, none of them are brave in the real world. Not Velly, not none of them. They're just nasty arseholes that try to destroy people's credibility because they don't agree with them politically. And that shows they're weak. They're cowards. They can't understand a different point of view. They're not mature, and they tell lies on everybody. Yeah. You know? Yeah, I do, yeah. So frustrating. I always let myself down. I've been so good all week. You haven't let yourself down. Don't even worry about it, honestly. I mean, it's like people tell me, don't even mention them, don't even talk about them. But at times, you want to, you need to. You feel that you have to. But let's be honest about it. Let's take a look at them one by one. You got Iduki. Who is he? He's a fucking weirdo from Canada that obviously has no friends in his own country, otherwise he wouldn't be talking to just British people, right? Yeah. Surely there's social media and stuff over in Canada he could be getting on with, right? Canada is a country that's tripling its Muslim population by three times every 20 years, right? Yeah. So he's obviously got that Islamic influence and stuff. He probably comes from an area where there's a lot of Islamics. He's obviously a lefty that's fucking twisted and brainwashed. And I think that he's got an actual sexual fetish for brown-skinned Muslims. I do. I really do believe that with Iduki. I think he's a bit of a nutcase. Well, I do know he is single and he has no children. And I would have said he's about 60. So... hold on a minute. Who are we talking about, Cheeky? Because if it's Den Terragon, I've got him blocked, so I can't see him. But there are orders. If Den Terragon comes into my side chat, he is to be blocked. Or you can play with him and just time him out when you feel like it for however long. And then when he comes back, time him out. But he is to be toyed with, not to be taken seriously. The man's a fucking idiot. Yeah, I totally agree. So...
so far up,
you know, we don't need to be arguing with him backwards and forwards. Yeah, just time the fucking idiot out. He cracked me up the other day. So he's crying about Crystal being doxxed. Yeah? And then he turned around and he said to me, what's the matter with you? Your daughter's name. It was only your daughter's name that was given out. What are you all so upset about? Ooh. I'm like, are you...
Babs is so stupid she can't work out that is exactly what happened the other way around. The dumb cunt.
For real? You're crying about Crystal, who is part of this community, which Crystal didn't get doxxed. So, but you're saying that I shouldn't be upset that my daughter's name was put out there, who isn't part of this community.
In, out, it's neither in or there. A dox is a dox, you stupid, dumb cunt.
I mean, the man is fucking mental. Well, I'm going to be truthful with you. They're not part of my community. Ghost is not part of my community. Denny's not part of my community.
When have I ever claimed to be part of your dirty ass community? Are you for real?
Dave Smith and Crystal are not part of my community.
Yeah.
I agree.
Any of them.
I agree with Dave on some of his politics, but I also think that he's got something wrong with him as well. I think they all have. They can't move on. They've got bitterness in them, which is not a good trait.
No, it's not Jupiter, is it? But you're so...
There's a lot of stupidity, assumptions, paranoia. I get why people get paranoid on here.
You've admitted you're paranoid, you mental cunt.
Yeah, they're all weird. Yeah. And Den actually docks people himself.
Oh, did I?
He goes on. He goes on about being this champion.
Yeah.
He docks Eddie is okay.
Did I?
Well, there you go.
Oh, right, okay. Because Jupiter says so, then it must be true, yeah? Like when it was all aimed at Crystal. Despite the evidence now coming out, Jupiter wants to avoid talking about that or whatever. Where did it come from? Did it come from Crystal? Like you said, Jupiter, for all this fucking 2-year period of time? No, came from your friend Moon, didn't it? Yeah? Now, if you'd like to provide any evidence of me doxing Eddie is okay or whatever, by all means do that. Don't try that shit with a cut and shut, hope not hate bullshit, which I know that's the only evidence that you've used in the past or whatever, put together by Hope Not Hate Eric. Yeah? It's funny how all your evidence and bullshit just relies upon Hope Not Hate edited, cut and shut bullshit. Funny that.
You go, but it's okay for him to do it, but it's not okay for other people to do it.
Yeah.
So if you've seen Wallace Hoogley's comment, that's a really good point, actually. Ghost should be ashamed of himself. His mother is probably around your age, Babs. And this is elder abuse, which is a crime.
Listen, I agree with you, Cheeky. It's dog eat dog. I don't fucking care. Dog eat dog, mate. I've now got to the point, right? I tried, look, I gave it all back to them. I fucking put them in their place. They cried all over the floor, right? I've tried fucking being polite to all these people. It don't work. They're all arseholes. I've tried fucking ignoring them. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, you get what you get. Don't come crying to me. I ain't got no time for your tears. You're all wank stains. You're all cowards. You're all fucking imbeciles, and you're low IQ. You know.
AEOU, I have been ignoring him, yeah? The only reason I went over there today was when he turned around and said what he said. No, I can't have that said about me. I can't. In all honesty, I go to lots of protests. People start hearing that, they're going to start bloody harassing me and God knows what.
Yeah, but you know what, Babs? What I would do is get smarter, right? Yeah? Be a silent assassin. That's what I would become. That's what I would become. Yeah. Become a silent assassin.
If he hadn't have said that, I wouldn't have gone on there, Jukes. I had no intention.
What I mean by that is, look, let them get away with saying whatever they want. Report them, don't tell them they're being reported, and wait till it piles up. Listen, the day for justice is going to come.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to come.
Yeah.
It's going to come. Because what they've done is they've picked on the elderly, they've picked on the disabled, they've picked on all the people that they say that they're standing for. You know, they're all nasty, spiteful cunts, and there isn't one person that they haven't gone in on. But they never look at self-reflection. They never look at their own community. They're a bunch of look. Even Veli, I've lost all respect for Veli. That's why I play that song, right?
Yeah. Yep. I told him today. He's a fucking nasty, nasty fucking cunt. And I did actually say that to him today.
Only a fool would have had any respect for Veli in the first place. A fool like you, Jupiter, that tried pushing decent people into that shitfest for your own ill-gotten gains.
So, yeah, I addressed the BS Bird was saying I now have him blocked and hidden from, yeah. Yeah, if he hadn't said what he said, I wouldn't have gone on there. But I'm not having him saying that I'd have been happy with a mosque being blown up with men, women and children in it. Because I wouldn't.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't, and I need people to actually know that.
What you got to remember, Babs, is that's only his opinion. It don't really mean nothing, and there's no evidence of that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know I've never said that. But do you know the other thing that annoys me? And I don't understand people following Billy, because he said to me in the week, oh, we've got it that you said to have mosques burn. And then today he said, oh, we've got it that you said that mosques should be blown up. And I said to him, well, what is it, Billy? Is it one or the other? Which one? Which one? And it's like, I think the drugs have gone to his head. And I'm not giving him any. I don't care. That's his problem, not anybody else's.
Look, Veli has turned into one of these sick, desperate mutants like Ghost, right? Sitting there hoping one day that you say something that they can clip, take out of context, and use against you just because they're full of bitterness and they don't like somebody on a personal basis because they don't ideologically agree with them. It's sad, it's immature, it's not grown up, and it's pathetic. They're weak, they're cowards, and they're spineless, right? To jump on all the bandwagons and believe all the bullshit shows that he's got low IQ, which I once thought that he was a bit more intelligent than that. I was wrong. He hasn't got the IQ, right? Because if he did, he wouldn't sit there and believe every single thing that goes past his fucking nose. He would understand. He's either deliberately, disingenuously encouraging it because of his own personal agendas, which is very, very female of him, right? Or...
Well, people would have spotted this a lot quicker if you would have been honest in the beginning, Jupiter, because you was fully aware that Veli's brother was actually one of the people that turned up with Islamic extremists to Tommy's family home, or what they perceived to be Tommy's family home. But you kept that quiet, didn't you, Jupiter? Didn't tell fucking Danny Roscoe that, did you? Cunt.
And cowardly, by the way.
Yeah.
Or he is that thick. There is no other explanation for his behaviour. So that is why I've decided I do not want his channel. I do not want to go on his channel. I do not want to engage with these people anymore. They are thick. They are below me. Their intelligence is low. And they can have fucking 2,000 people going into their fucking streams, agreeing with them. Yeah? Let me tell you something. The truth is still the truth. It's even if it's only one person saying it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not these people. Yeah? I can stand alone. I do not need these people. I do not need little imbeciles. I don't.
Yeah.
And unlike these spurgs that fire up live streams just to get viewing figures out of cussing other people, I could cuss these people day in, day out, and my viewing figures would be double theirs every fucking day.
Yeah.
Right? Because they love it when I do a cuss. But the fact of the matter is they're not even worth it. I mean, what more can you say? Right? You got fucking ugly fat Ghost, who's an ugly fat Pakistani bloke, right, who apologises for grooming gangs, who goes around picking on women every day. Then you got fucking spurgy redneck fucking, whatchamacallit, Idupi, who's a Canadian but wants to be fucking Pakistani and get in Ghost fucking pants, which is embarrassing, yeah? Because he tried to get hold of Omar, then he tried to get hold of fucking Esau, and now he's trying to get hold of Ghost, right? That's fucking weird. It's weird as fuck. And if they can't spot that he's a fucking homosexual with a fetish, then they're fucking thick, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
On top of that, you've got all the extremists that are sitting on both of their panels, yeah? Halima, fucking Birds, Rat Nest, all the rest of them. These people are not a fucking good representation of the Muslim community. Although, some people would argue they're exactly the representation that we've come to know in this country, because they're all fucking madmen running around with fucking sick points of view towards the white community, holding fucking knives and fucking running around trying to get hold of little girls. Listen, Ghost is a weirdo. Idupi is a weirdo. Yeah? They all go on about Esau, and don't get me wrong, Esau's got real bad fucking... His behaviour is disgusting. I don't agree with what's happened with A1000 with you, and I've told him that. But he's got nothing on them weirdos.
No, I know.
These people have been involved in this stuff for years. And Velly is an enabler, Donna. Yes. That's a really good word for him. He's an enabler. They're all enablers. Yeah. But the thing is, Babs, right? Now that I've said all this, they'll be crying for about 10 days, reviewing this and crying, which is what I didn't want to do. I want to ignore the bastards, right? Because they're really not relevant. Yeah. Listen, I don't care if they report me every hour, every minute of the day, every day of the year, 24 fucking 7. I hope they do, because all they're going to do is show themselves. Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing what I'm doing quietly. These people don't understand me. They do not understand me. They will never understand me. Yeah? They will never understand me. I'm not like Moon and Easy, where I've got to fucking trade off one set of people for another set of people. I'm not like that.
That's all you've done from day one.
I talk to who I want, when I want, how I want, and what about I want. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. I don't need anybody fight my corner. When they say, oh yeah, I do this for troll shields and that for troll. No, I don't need a troll shield. I don't need any troll shields. My mouth's big enough, my fists are big enough, my shoulders are big enough, my address has been out there, that one of these wankers have ever turned up. They're all fucking pissing up the wall and spouting hot air and gas. They're nothing. They're nothing.
Yeah, your address has been out there because you put it out there how many times? Just shows everyone you're a neglected parent. You're literally more asked about YouTube than your own fucking children.
To me. Yeah. Even Den, who goes on like he's got some big fucking ideological fucking movement behind him, right? He's a wank stain.
Do I?
I haven't seen him at a protest. He once went to a Britain First fucking rally, fucking God knows how many years ago, right? With fucking Paul Golding. I bet Paul Golding's embarrassed of him. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. He once went there, went and told some Pakistani bloke that he smells of a 7-year-old. Yeah? And then went running around the country with a fucking car with a big TV screen on it and a loudspeaker, drawing attention to himself. And he thinks he's doing something for the country. Meanwhile, he's got a wife.
What are you doing? Not being funny, but what the fuck are you doing? Mixing with hope, not hate, injecting hope, not hate into fucking anything and everything, and trying to leech off decent people.
An autistic kid sitting indoors, vulnerable, because he's out running around the country trying to get known. He's a wank stain. Absolute wank stain. He left his wife, didn't he? He left his wife and children for the movement.
Yeah, okay. You just come out with whatever shit you want to come out with. It makes no sense. I've already fucking put all this shit out myself. The thing is, you have to dive into remixes and cutting shorts and, oh, we'll put music with this and make it... It's just pathetic. It is pathetic. Fact of the matter is, your handler put out information which led people to know my family's address. Your handler, Jupiter, the person that you still cannot now, today, this far on, with all the evidence that is going to be coming out again, you still can't distance yourself from that wonky cunt. To me, that shows me you are complicit.
Exactly. Exactly, Carl. The play is to draw out people like us onto their panel. And that is why don't go onto their panel, don't engage with them. Listen, if you want to come over here and you want to go, Jupiter, I'm really pissed off with ghosts, blah, 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 it's up to you. But let me tell you something, Babs, and I'm not saying this to have a go at you, right? Now they're going to review what I've said. Now they're going to review what you said. I don't give a fuck, but you will. You get upset by it. I don't care. Yeah. They're sitting there talking about Discord.
I'm getting better. I am getting better, but I can't.
They're sitting there talking about Discord. I don't give 2 fucks. Yeah. The whole thing was a gaslight from the start.
Oh, now you don't care. You cared for all that time, enough to point your dirty ass, shitty fingers at however many people, but now you don't care. Now you don't care that the evidence has been proven, shown that you and Moon worked together to build a hate campaign to blame anybody else other than yourselves. Okay.
Moon's put out something on her page that she thinks makes her look better. It does not. 4 people were in there when that thing got dropped. Plus others that see it and weren't commenting. Yeah. Yeah, the first thing they say is, Jupiter needs to report this. Why did Jupiter need to report it? I weren't there. I didn't see it.
I'm actually sure you didn't need to. It was the people who saw it. Just because it was your channel, I'm sure you didn't actually need to report it. They needed to. See, they wanted you to do their dirty work for them. Wrong.
No, they wanted to. Look, I don't know if they were involved, but whoever was involved wanted to set me up. It's as simple as that, right? Simple as that. Someone tried to set me up as a paedophile, right?
Probably
But if they didn't like that or not, they did. They wanted that dropped, yeah? And they wanted me to go into that Discord and see it. And then they would be able to say, take away her computer, take away her phone, because she's obviously got it on her phone and her computer.
Yeah, that was the problem, wasn't it, Jupiter? That's why he didn't want to ring the police, and he pretended that Hector was ringing 999 for days, wasn't it? You didn't want to actually hand over your worthless technology, because it'd stop you doing these lives, wouldn't it?
All right. This is what their mad, fucked up minds for, yeah? And then they'd be able to run around like they do with Matt Taylor, going, oh, she had her computer taken because there was child porn on there. But they won't mention it was in a Discord that someone else dropped. But unfortunately for them, not only did I not go into that group, because even though I set up that group, I wasn't really interested in sitting in a group 24 hours a day, posting memes like all these other fucking infantile people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was quite happy to have a Discord group there that other people could go into, yeah? But I weren't never going to be in there for that long. This is what these people don't understand. Yeah? I'd never have one again. 48 hours and some idiot comes along and drops a fucking picture of a fucking kid.
Remix.
I know.
Disgusting.
I know.
But what I do understand is that the people that were in there were cowards, all of them, apart from Moon, who did actually go and report it. Although her police station didn't really do fucking nothing about it, to be quite fair, because the investigation didn't get opened until I fucking brought them to my house.
Yeah.
Right?
And I still don't know
How many days after the incident was that, though, Jupiter?
if she retracted it. I don't know. I can't make my mind up, because one minute she said she did, the next minute she's saying she didn't. So, I don't think it helped when you had people like Box, Kaylee, Morris, and I don't know who else, ringing them up and giving them fucking shit as well. I don't think that helped.
Well, that's because they're all paranoid, right? And they all got it into their heads that I'm going to try and set people up and get them the blame.
Like the police are going to give two fucks who makes any daft reports or whatever. It makes no difference. They look at the evidence. You can't look at the evidence when dumb fat Jupiter deleted the evidence. You can't rely on witness statements when Jupiter's co-pilot Moon withdrawn the evidence. So, yeah. Remixes are no good at this stage. You're embarrassing, all of you.
No. Okay, the police exactly what I knew, which wasn't very much because I wasn't in there. Yeah? I don't know what these... Do you know by law, all these gaslighting fuckwits, yeah? By law, I didn't even have to call police.
You know nothing about law.
Yeah. And happy.
And
yeah,
you're
I
quite
do
right,
understand
Cole.
what you're saying.
Right? You're quite right, Cole. It's happened to a lot of people, including Eddie Is Okay. And Den was involved with Eddie Is Okay. Den set Eddie Is Okay up.
Well, let's see the evidence then, Jupiter. Let's see that evidence.
Yeah?
Okay,
if people want to talk about...
Eddie Is Okay is one of the people, one of the front runners that was pushing the King's flag fraud that was pushed on your handler's fucking platform, Jupiter. Unfortunately, I know he won't like that, but that's the fact of the matter. It's well documented. I can put all this evidence back out. Let's see yours.
Infiltrators, talk about the ones that seem to keep setting up people that they don't like, yeah? And calling people out and giving stuff to the left. Then. And think about where he came from. He came from the same group, Danny Oakes Jones.
Got literally loads of rent-free fucking headspace in Jupiter's fucking brain, aren't there? Too funny.
Fucking Eric, AJ, Blisco, all of that nefarious lot. You see, they can pull the wool over my eyes, other people's eyes, but they're not going to pull the wool over my eyes. You know?
Yeah.
That didn't even make sense.
And they're all still game playing. I can see them all still game playing. But I'm not going to show my hand.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show my hand.
Yeah, because it's covered in shit. We can all see that, Jupiter.
I've tried being open and honest and transparent with people. I've tried fucking dealing with these people nicely, right? Now, I just go, no, fuckwits. You want it the hard way, you're going to get it the hard way. But when it comes knocking on their door, they ain't going to be prepared because I ain't going to be telling them. And I ain't going to be telling them who. And I ain't going to be telling them what connections I've seen. I ain't going to be telling them what stuff's been given to me to pass on to the police. I ain't going to do none of that. I ain't going to call none of it out. I'm going to do it. Police. Paper trail. And I'm not talking to do with politics, by the way, people. Yeah? I'm not going to get...
As usual, just more fucking horse shit coming out of Jupiter's mouth. Somebody wiped Jupiter's mouth. She's got shit all over her fucking face.
People are arrested just because they don't like immigration or because in the middle of an argument they've said something under duress. No. I'm talking about the harassment that's going on in the background in the groups, yeah? Where they're falsifying stuff, where they're lying about people, where they're putting out false narratives, where they're harassing.
Yep.
And all the misinformation.
Just like Han and Ghost did to me, and it was only thanks to Luke that I got to prove my point about 2 years ago. Yeah. So yeah, just fuck off all of you. I do understand, and I
and that is the sad thing, Viking Kings. It's sad. Look how the numbers have jumped up. Over 30 people have come in here just to listen to me moan about them.
Yeah.
People.
I'm doing a nice stream with 50 decent people that are interested in politics, and I've got another 33 that have come in just because they love all this 36 of them now come in.
Right. Okay. Let's okay. It's done and dusted. I'll go back in the chat because I need to do something anyway. Let's get on and do it. And yeah.
But yeah, don't get upset by them. No. Real people, what I've learned over time, and I'm very good at spotting real people, they think I can't, right? Because people don't understand how I work. They still ain't worked me out. They think they have, none of them have, right? But perhaps you're a real one. They're not real people. Yeah. They're not real about what they say they stand for. They're not real about nothing. They're on here to troll people. Yeah. They're on here to cause division. They're on here to separate people from standing together and sorting out problems without it getting to violence. These people are not places. And then, of course, you've got the other group, right, that are here for violence. And so they're whipping it up to make people want to get angry and be violent. They're fucking off their heads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say something, and now it's gone. I can't remember. I'm always doing that. Yeah.
People are telling you to check Luke's channel, that Luke's putting the stuff out. Good on him. Big up, Luke.
Yeah, I will.
You see, these are the people that I respect, right? I respect you.
Yeah.
I respect Taffy, because of what Taffy's been through. He didn't need to go through with the shit that, 2 jobs they've lost him, all the lies and bullshit from other people, all the fake narratives.
Who did? The trolls that you enrolled? Jupiter? Who did that? Was it not the trolls that you enrolled and you've admitted it? Yeah? You've admitted it to fucking Danny Roscoe. Let's be real.
Whatever. I respect Taffy because Taffy has moved on, has realised he's got his head in the right place. Luke has moved on, he's realised he's got his head in the right place. Wendy has realised she's moved on, she's got her head in the right place.
Yeah, Wendy's realised and come away from your dumb fucking lying eye.
So have I. All these other people, right? Just leave them to it.
Yeah. Wendy's in the chat now. Thanks, Wendy, for coming over. I don't know. I mean, it was what it was.
Let me drop the link for Wendy in case she wants to come up. But even Wendy is trying to stay away from all this shit.
Yeah.
She's trying to keep out of all this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
And I think that's what. But like I said, the only.
Wendy, come up. I want to talk about that. Come on.
I couldn't. I'm just literally, I couldn't let him get away with that. Not considering that I know there's quite a few protests coming up in the next couple of months that I'm actually going to be going to. Without people at least hearing me say, it's not. I don't know. I mean, I'm wrong. I suppose I don't know.
Always wonder.
Hey, Wendy.
No, just keep doing what you're doing, Babs.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing in the real world. Ignore these fuckwits.
Yeah.
So Ghost is a nobody as an avatar.
Yeah.
Seriously. I can't be. The thing is, when you're on the front line, when you're right, when you're correct, you're always going to get targeted.
Yeah.
Because these people are evil wrongdoers. They're nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Wendy, I did. You wasn't around the other day, but I did review Liam Tufts. I don't know if you listened. Did you listen? When?
Yeah, she's not there.
Maybe.
She's going to come back on. I think. Obviously, it's not.
She had second thoughts.
She's got something wrong. I hope she does come. Maybe she's on a phone call.
Yeah, you need her to, don't you, Jupiter? You're running.
I hope she does come back because I do want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please come back up, Wind. Because she was telling. Oh, yeah, she is. Because she was going to tell us something interesting. So did you see it the other day when I reviewed him?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can now.
Right. So,
I've been following him, right, everything he does, right? And he made a video and he said that last night he was called upon to see, let me get the words right. He was called upon to go and see to something that the Shield wasn't really made for. It's not about this, but he was called upon to go and sort out a grooming gang victim. But the Shield's not about that.
Oh, but he said on Liam Tufts, that's exactly what it was about.
No, he made it very clear. And then he went on to say that they got the young girl, and the trouble started afterwards when they were trying to find somewhere or someone to help the young girl. They couldn't find, for some reason they rang the police and tried to get the police to help them. What? I thought he had all that, like, in place.
Yeah. This man is a wankstein. Is there any footage of it? Did he even show anything that went on?
No. It's just him saying he was called upon to go and sort out this girl that had been groomed, and he had to go in there and get her, and he went in there and got her, even though it's not what the Shield is about at all. And when he got her, it was afterwards that he realised why so much goes wrong with these girls that have been groomed, because nobody wants to help them afterwards. And when I was listening to him, I thought, but you said you were getting all this put in place. Mm-hmm. But then he said, but it's not about. I didn't make the Shield sort out grooming gang, the girls who've been groomed.
No.
Well, when he went on Liam Tufts, he was talking about all of this and saying that he was. But when we reviewed it, he was there saying that he weren't going to do anything anyway. He was just going to stand there and observe, which I found a bit pervish. But why would you just stand and observe? That don't make no sense to me. But
yeah, whatever it was he went to last night, he didn't stand and observe. But the way he said, even a policeman, must have been a police sergeant on the desk, who kept ringing around trying to find help for this young woman, for her to go and stay there, and nobody would help her. Oh, and I thought you said, the way he was talking, he was going to be able to help people, but obviously he's not at that. I don't know.
Well, he said he had all these people in place, he had all these members of staff, all these volunteers. He did say it's only 4 weeks old, but we all know it's bullshitting anyway. And you know what, Wendy? I had to laugh because the whole point of Liam Tufts' interview, right, if you listen to his line of questioning, was to expose the man because of him being already in the Daily Mail and what he'd been up to, right? If you listen to the line of questioning, he was deliberately questioning him so that the bloke would actually either A, be truthful, or B, be deceitful. And the man was deceitful. And even in the summing up, if people listen to Liam properly, he was basically saying, well, people like people if they've got a past, but they're truthful. But if they've got a past and they lie, they don't like it when it's found out. He went, and he said, other people, I've not put their stuff out there because I know they're going to get a problem later down the line, right? And he's basically saying this bloke, if you're not truthful, you're going to get a problem down the line, and he still lied, right? But the sad thing is, when I looked at all the things underneath Liam's thing, they think that Liam's endorsed him when he hasn't.
So you've now got the two witches that have both worked hand in hand with Hope Not Hate, that have both exposed each other for the most vilest of shit, attacking something good again. It is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, when I was watching it, I thought that's how it would come across. But what's made me a bit angry is that if he did go out yesterday,
you find what you want if you keep looking hard enough, don't you? Especially with your warped fucking mind.
And get this girl that had been groomed. What is he doing coming online and telling everyone? Do you see what I mean? If you're going to do it, just get on and do it. It just makes me angry. It really does.
Keep your eyes on him like you're doing, because I'm telling you, this one's a weirdo, in my opinion. He's a weirdo. I don't like the idea of the retreat that he had. Look, if people want to pay £800 to go and do LSD, fine, but it's illegal in this country, and he had an illegal operation.
It's illegal smoking spice and beating up your missus and your kids and smashing the house up. That's why your fucking son ended up in Broadmoor.
I don't think someone that's got that kind of mindset and believes in all that stuff should be around vulnerable people. That's only my opinion. But I've listened to him. I don't like the sound of him. I don't like the look of him. I'm not going to lie. And if he said that he's not going to use violence and he's turned up and he's used violence, look, I'm glad he saved the girl, right? And I do believe, Wendy, that there is a need for people to come together as communities to protect.
Oh yeah, so do I.
The children and stuff like that. I just don't agree that he's the right person to do it or to be paid money to do it. If you're...
It'd be interesting to see who you would think would be the person, Jupiter. Fucking hell. Everyone you are around or whatever, you're just leeching off.
If your mind is in the right place to protect people in your local community, it shouldn't cost you a penny. You set up a WhatsApp group, people all join it, and you say, look, there's an incident going off in such and such street, anyone who can go around there to check on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what? And then what? Realistically. All the weak cunts around or whatever seem to be able to do fuck all. They see things, and that's it. Where does the rubber meet the fucking road?
And who goes, comes back to the WhatsApp group. Yeah, I'll video it or whatever. This is what's happening. We need more people. No, there's nothing there. We don't need people. It's as simple as that. You ain't got to be a genius and take 25 quid a pop off of people to do this.
Oh, well, maybe you should do all this then, Jupiter. It seems you can do it so much better than everyone else, yeah? You and fucking Half-Man Hector turn up and see what happens. See if you can deal with these problems.
You don't need no big fucking name, calling yourself the Shield and trying to make yourself look hard.
No.
You don't need any of this bullshit, right? And it's only little boys who want to play at cowboys and Indians that are going to enjoy all this stuff.
Maybe you should tell Hector then.
What I think. And the thing is, Wendy, we've seen...
When I seen the video of you and Hector in the fucking park, I actually thought he brought his child.
With respect.
Oh yeah, and if we disagreed with what he was doing, you know, we can't really sit back and go, well, it's fine for him to have his little gang as well, patrolling the streets. No.
Yeah, well, didn't they go after the wrong person? Didn't respect go after the wrong person? Got the wrong person at one point.
Yeah, yeah. And they went to a school, and the little kids around. The teacher rang the police because they thought that the kids were being followed by this gang of people with stab vests on. Can you remember that?
Yep. So that's what I'm saying. You know, respect has fucked up a few times, and I think this bloke's going to fuck up as well. It's going to end up getting himself arrested if he carries on.
Well, he made that video, and I thought, why have you made? Why? If you know, or the only people that need to know are the people that like if they've joined the Shield, right? Then they need to get them, you know, tell everybody who's involved in that. But you don't need to be making fucking videos announcing that you've gone out and you've. Apparently, this girl rang him something and asked for him to come and get her, and he did. But then when he got her, there was nobody who could help her. I thought, well, why are you announcing this? This should be, you know, he was on about intel, Jupiter. This should be intel that he keeps to himself, and they try and work out. Well, why is there nobody out there that wants to help?
Well, is he that thick that he can't get in touch with Maggie Oliver or, that lady Tony that used to do it, Tony Bugle? Or, I mean, considering it's on the right, he would know these people. Surely he knows about Maggie Oliver and Tony Bugle, and he's got the connections. Or, you know, even if he hasn't got those connections, you know, even if he wants to go to the establishment, which we know he's not about, because he said he's not about, you know, you know, what about Childline or any of these places where you can ring up for violence against women? Just ring up and get some advice off them. You know, or Citizens Advice Bureau, mate. Ring them up; they'll give you numbers.
No, I don't like vigilantes of any kind because I'm sorry, I just don't. I know we need something, but it's not vigilantes on the streets.
Yeah, or Sammy Woodhouse, exactly your wise.
Oh yeah, that lady. But no, we couldn't find anyone to help this groomed girl. Sorry.
Well, he's obviously not made the connections. He's obviously not got the connections. He's obviously all about himself. And to be honest, it takes a woman to organise that kind of thing properly anyway. And I thought he said he was going to have women drivers for these girls. So what happened to the woman that was meant to be there to console them?
Well, you see, he puts it across like he put himself out because the Shield. This is what's important, right? The Shield was not made for the girls who've been groomed.
So what was it made for?
I don't know. This is what I'm saying to you, love. He made that very clear. So what was he doing on Liam Tufts?
Oh, well, there you go. So it's all, as far as I'm concerned, it's all mental. It's all mental. Seriously. And then you've got Den Terragon saying that he's joining them. Fucking hell, that tells you the level of the person who's going to turn up. He's going to turn up.
Women,
TV screen and loudspeaker, that's going to fucking help him, isn't it?
Yeah, so
what girls is he talking about? Because if you've got a young girl who's living at home and in a domestic situation with her parents, as long as she's got a phone, she can ring fucking chives. There's a million things you can ring, and you get the fucking police at the door within minutes. So I don't quite understand who he's talking about now.
Teresa's saying it was made for the safety of all women and kids. Well,
no, he said.
I think Teresa, he might have jumped on the back of a different group, because he even was telling me that there is groups of bikers down in Southport that are actually decent people, but there's also some that are not. He said there's one group that went and harassed a group of young kids, like teenagers, that weren't doing any harm, because they wanted to form a new little biker gang, like a group of them, just friends.
Oh,
and apparently they hadn't asked permission, so they went down there and harassed them.
See, this is what you get, you see. But, for him to make it clear, I did not make the shield for this, but I more or less put myself out, and went and got her. I thought, oh.
I think he's jumped on the back of that. Teresa's saying that there is dad bikers down in Southport that are doing this, and they are doing a good job, and the local community quite like them.
Right.
Right? Because she's from that sort of area.
Yeah, well, what are they? So are they there for grooming, for the girls that have been groomed and are being groomed, or are they there for? I mean, what are they doing? Are they there for some girl in a domestic situation? Are they there for a girl that?
They're there for prevention. You pair of dumb cunts.
I don't know. I'd like to. He hasn't made it very clear.
Prevention is better than cure. I think we would all agree on that.
Well, exactly. He don't know his ass from his elbow, does he? Obviously. I don't like the bloke. I'll put it out there. And the thing is, right, people always slag me off and they always go, Jupiter, you just don't like this one, that one. No, I'm very quick at sussing out somebody that's a bit wonky, right? Me and you know.
How rich is this, realistically? How many wonky people have you been around? Not being funny, but the evidence is already on the table. You're a very shit judge of character, obviously, or you're complicit. I go with the second one. I think you're complicit.
Like Paul Falk from the beginning. We've seen that man boomerang backwards and forwards like he's fucking.
My boomerang won't come back. Yeah.
You know what he's like.
All these people that you're pointing fingers at, they've all done far more than you have, Jupiter. What have you done? What have you actually done for the whole time you've been around? What the fuck have you done? Nothing.
You don't know Tommy. Listen, Tommy was in prison, and there he is saying, I don't know Tommy Robinson. I only met him once. Daddy don't know him. He only met him on the plane. We don't want to do politics no more. And look at him now in the thick of it with Advance. What the fuck's going on?
God, yeah. But yeah, I thought you'd want to know that, Jubes, because I did think that was interesting that he made that video. And actually said, Shield is not for the girls that...
I'm glad you jumped on anyway, Wenda. It saves me trying to untangle you from things that he's clearly fucking wrapped around.
Being groomed. So I want to know who... If Teresa's in the chat, maybe she could say who they are actually trying to save then. Who is it? Is it girls that find themselves... when you've been to a pub and you're young, you're 18, you go out of the pub, and maybe somebody follows you out of the pub. I don't know. And...
Listen, when he sat on Liam Tufts, he gave the impression that he was there to stop kids getting groomed in the park or outside schools. He gave that impression that he was there for groomed girls, right?
Yeah.
Now he's had a groomed girl phone him and he can't handle it and he's not for groomed girls. That's basically telling every groomed girl, don't phone him, he can't handle it.
Yeah. And he spent more time on the phone trying to get someone to help this girl. And he now realises why so many people don't bother helping because... don't bother reporting it, because there's nobody there to help them anyway. Nobody wants to help them.
Mental that's the message, because there is people out there that want to help them. So there's Maggie Oliver, and I'm sure at the end of GB News they give out numbers that you can get in contact with.
They do, they do.
If you've got problems. Even the BBC that I don't promote because they're fucking wank stains, right?
Yeah.
The legacy media. Even they give out numbers if you're suffering in the same situation. There's numbers. If you go citizen advice, they will give you numbers. You can even call up the fucking NHS, and they should have some numbers that would help you get in touch with someone. Then if you do know people on the right, you've got Sammy Woodhouse, right?
Yeah.
Etc. I don't know where this bloke's come from. Well, we do. He's come from some fucking retreat in Devon where he's been charging people £800 to take LSD and throw up in a bucket. Yeah, for an experience.
Oh, wonderful.
You have seen the news article to do with him, haven't you?
No.
I'll send it to you. I've got it. I'll send it to you. Yeah, it was in Daily Mail. Chris R. reads Daily Mail. Let me see if I can get it up here, actually. I might be able to do it by...
And he's explained all this away to Liam, has he?
Well, this is why I'm saying to you, Wendy, Liam was aware of all this.
Oh, so Wendy's not even watched it. She's just running with the bullshit that Jupiter has spouted. Well done, Wendy. You've just fucking shown yourself right up yet again.
It's obvious from his line of questioning.
Right.
And that's why he was exposed. But you got thickos that, here it is. You got thickos because they don't understand or weren't aware. Maybe the expose should have been, maybe the piece of the online reporting should have been put at the end or the beginning of the show. And then they would have understood it. But, let's, where are we? Put it in the back chat for you.
Yeah, it's just, fucking strange.
Right, this is him, and there's no doubt it's the same bloke because of the tattoos. I mean, you can't fucking escape them tattoos, can you? Let me put it in the side chat for anybody who's interested. You know, so that's why Liam's line of questioning was what it was.
Right. So the seedy retreat where a shaman charges £800 to get high on hallucinogenic drugs, which Prince Harry said cleansed his troubled mind. Oh, yeah, that's definitely him. Yeah. Right. Do we know what year this was? Jukes, do we know what year this
says in the
article? Oh, right, 2023. Yeah, 2023, right.
I agree with you, all lies. Random men meeting young girls. It does sound dodgy.
Prince Harry. Why they keep fucking Daily Mail? Prince Harry told last week how taking it had helped him cope with the death of his mother. Well, yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's definitely him.
For me, always, I like the idea, but I don't think the man that's come forward is either A, genuine, B, worthy of the job. Okay, he could prove me wrong and I'll eat my hat and I'll eat humble pie 6 months down the line if he gets something together that actually protects girls. I'll say, I apologise. He actually has done something good. But with his background and all the rest of it, no. Cool. What he said in the interview, you see, the questions that Liam asked are because of this, Wendy. Go back and just re-listen to Liam's interview and you will see that Liam was calling him out.
Oh, so this was in... Yeah, but this was in 2023, so he was obviously high all the way through 2023. And then last year, whatever he was up to, so a year and a half down the line, he then decides he's going to protect the children of Great Britain. I don't think so, somehow.
Exactly, it's weird, Wendy. He's a weirdo.
They don't come weirder than you two, fucking hell.
£800 to get high on these drugs. He thinks he's a shaman, does he? Okay, that makes it even fucking worse.
Yeah. Telling you, the bloke's a dodge. It's all a scam for money. All a scam for money. And they're all at it, by the way. They're all at it. But there are some people that when they do it, I'm like, okay, I can see them. Like Raja Mir, he's now asking for £3 a pop to help him fight things. But that man has been dedicated. He's got a lot of information. He's got all the connections. He's got a lot of stuff. So I'm like, okay, £3 hardly anything. He's not really going out of his way to go, well, give me £25 like this bloke is. And it's not like he hasn't got documentation or a track record to prove that he's been serious about something. He has. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with Raja Mir. I'm like, well, yeah, why shouldn't he get a little bit say out of this to help him fight the corner for these girls to get the information he's got out there? But when it's someone like this other bloke, no.
So Raja Mir, is that bloke that's got all the information, Jupes? And you've shown him on your channel, haven't you?
Who's that?
Raja Mir. Raja Mir, is it you said?
Yeah, Raja Mir's got lots of information. Yeah, he has. Resuscitant 9 is his channel, Wendy.
Oh, right, okay.
Have you not heard of him before?
Only when he's been on when you were showing videos on him. Yeah.
Yeah, Resuscitant 9. He's got all the connections that shows, and he's got evidence to prove it. Documents. He used to work for the government. He's got.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just find this other bloke now.
You know, right, we've got somebody that's probably a troll because they've called themselves Pop. I don't know. So just be prepared for it. Hello? Hello? Pop?
Oh! So brave.
Yeah, right, I'm removing you.
Oh, he's put low. Hang on. What have we got here?
Oh, it's fucking... Jake, go away, you fucking weirdo. You're not even meant to be
who
online.
it is? Ah, right, okay.
Go away, you're not meant to be online.
Oh, is he not? Oh, right.
You know? Yeah, so, yeah, I do think that these people are crazy. I do. Hi, Danny, do you want to come up? Because you didn't get to tell me what your feelings on this bloke on the Shield. So basically, let me put the link out. Basically, that fella from the Shield, that Chris Hargreaves, got a phone call last night, so he reckons, but there's no evidence. He never showed any of it.
No.
Where a young girl being groomed called him up for assistance, and he went there. You tell him, Wendy, what was said.
He made it clear that the Shield is not for the girls that have been groomed, by the way. Yeah, he did make that very clear at the beginning of the video. And then he went there and he, to help her, put himself, out to go and get her. And then he spent like 2 or 3 hours trying to find people to help her in some way, maybe put her up for the night or something, and nobody would help her. That's what he was saying. So he's not there for girls that have been groomed at all. I'd like to know what girls he is there for then. I'd like to know what women he's trying to protect. Could somebody help me out here? I want to know.
Yeah. Well, it didn't. I mean, literally 2 days after he's done his interview, and already he's fucked up.
Yeah. I just wanted to make, at some point he might clarify and make it clearer, Jupiter. But even on Liam's, I found that what he was saying, he wasn't very clear about.
No, he weren't. And that's why Liam called him out. But there's a lot of people that didn't realise that Liam doesn't just have people onto his channel to promote them, that he brings them on to talk about themselves, and then people are meant to make their own minds up. But of course,
he had that baby blue. Was it baby blue? I don't know what a bloody name is. He had hair on. He tried to tell me he agreed with what she does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Hi, Danny.
Hiya. If I jump off quickly, it's because the kids have come back, so I haven't got that long. So
I was about to play your Dapper video in a little while. I'm still going to play it in a little while. I love it. You did half look different in the suit, didn't you? Oh.
Scrub up nice, does he?
Yes, he does, Wendy. You want to see him? I'll show you his video later. He's done a really good video, and I'm going to play it.
No hat, suit on.
Oh.
And that's what I said. When I'm doing UKIP videos, I'm going to be presentable in business attire. Do you know what I mean? It's only when I do men's stuff like
good.
Be how I like.
Yeah, this Shield guy, he made a video saying that that the Shield is not about it wasn't made for going looking for the girls that have been groomed. But Morris, he got a phone call, so he went and he got her, and but he found that afterwards, no one would help. Nobody would help her. No one would try any help to her at all. So, Danny, I'm wondering if he's not there to help girls that have been groomed and need to be, helped and got away from the groomers. What girls is he talking about, and what women is he on about then?
Exactly. Well, we know from the interview that he likes to be around men, and he likes to be around men doing mushrooms. I'm assuming. But the more of a concerning thing, if I've got it right, I haven't seen this video, so I can't really, go 100%. But if I get it right, a girl's phoned him up saying, "Oh, I'm a victim of grooming, or I'm a victim of domestic abuse, or whatever." He's gone and got her, and then he's calling around people to house her. So if that's right, that's very, very concerning, because ideally, you don't just want a random to go and do that, because what would stop a grooming gang people infiltrating, and then when they say, we're going to take one girl from being groomed, who's going to put her in the house for the night? My man says, I'll do it, but he's part of the gang anyway. It's very strange.
Yeah.
You would take him to a police station, and you'd say, I've just captured this girl from the grooming gangs at this address. They're there now. You need to go and arrest them, and we'll make a statement.
No, he said he rang the police. But they couldn't help either.
I don't believe him, though, because at the moment, the way things are going on, nah. In the mainstream, listen, Look, don't get me wrong, police are still incompetent, but they've at least got to turn up and take a statement, Wendy, under what's been happening at the moment, because otherwise that girl's got a right to sue right now, and she could go straight onto GB News and say, look, this is happening right now and nobody help me.
No, police couldn't help.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, police couldn't help. And the police spent an hour, the sergeant at the desk.
What about white gang people who says if you want to rinse around 3 o'clock in the morning, you've got to go and get it? What about them?
No one could help. There was no one to help. I thought, yeah, all right. And then when he said he wasn't, the shield wasn't made for these kind of girls, that are being groomed, I just thought, well, who are you talking about then? Because I'm now baffled as to what it's about.
Oh, he dropped out. He did say if he had to drop out.
Yeah, he did if he's kid. Yeah. But I'm completely, I hope he does make it clearer, who it is. But all I can think of is a woman that gets in trouble. She's been out at the pub, or it doesn't need these days. You don't even have to have been at a pub. You could be walking home from fucking Sainsbury's, for God's sake.
I'll tell you what, Wendy, make sure that you're, if you don't mind, if you can, downloading these things, because we might.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's my favourite pastime for.
Yeah.
Both.
We might have to do a more intense show on it if it carries on like this.
Yeah, sorry. I was thinking, did you hear what I said?
No.
What about, in the interview, he said that he's part of the motorcycle club, and if you want Rizzler at 3 o'clock in the morning, someone's go and get it. So why didn't he just go to the motorcycle club and say, listen, we've got to take this girl back to the clubhouse. She's been groomed. She's in a lot of trouble. One of you, my trusted brothers in arms, has to take her. Why didn't that happen?
Like one of the girlfriends, even, maybe, or wives.
Well, he said that he had women. He said he had women, Danny, that were going to pick these girls up.
No, nobody could help.
So where was the woman? Why didn't? But you're right. Why didn't he give the orders to one of these trusted people? Right, you need to find me within an hour, because apparently they've got to take these orders and there's no questions asked. Within an hour, someone to assist this girl.
Oh, no questions asked.
Oh yeah, it's an unbelievable club.
Yeah, that's in the bike fraternity, not the actual group, you fucking mong.
That's what he said about the 1%ers. He said that. That's what they do. He said that they're this type of people. No one. That's from his mouth. So I'm just saying.
No, I see. When Liam was talking about.
Yeah, that's in the bike group, don't I know quite a lot about bike groups to begin with before this even evolved. So.
The 1%ers, I was thinking, what? Who are the 1%ers then? What does that actually mean?
Yeah,
it's a group of men that are initiated into doing anything from getting Rizzlers at 2 o'clock in the morning to extreme violence. No questions asked. Okay. They have to do that for 2 years, then they get a badge that they can put on the back of their coat, on the front of their coat, and ride a bike and be a group.
A bit like when you're in the all right then. But look, I don't care about him, right? And all I want to know is who it is they're actually trying to look out for and save, being that they're going to save the day. And like Danny said, he'd take a packet of Rizzlers to someone at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know anyone else that would do that, but apparently he will.
Well, apparently that's the initiation ceremony, Wendy. Not just Rizzlers. They can phone you up at the other end of the country for Rizzlers and you've got to do it. But it could be anything from that to extreme violence. And he admitted that in the interview.
Right.
It could be anything.
Okay. And you can't get a few people to take the girl?
Yeah.
No. Spent hours he did. But, he didn't make the shield for this. He went out of his way kind of thing.
So what's the shield for then? Because I'm pretty damn sure...
That's what Wendy's asking.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, Danny.
It was like, what's the American people? Not the Black Panthers, the subway workers.
Yeah, the Angels and the subway or something, weren't it?
Yeah, the House Angels, I think it was actually. I thought it was like that, to protect women. It might not be for grooming individually, but for women to protect women and children.
Exactly what it
and if he's took a woman out of the house and he's got nowhere to put them, where was she? Where did she end up?
I mean, maybe the men don't know this, but there are safe houses up and down the country for battered women or women that are in. But all you've got to do is ring up the police and say that you want to go to a battered wives hostel to give her safety. And they have to turn up. They won't disclose to the man where they're taking her, but they have to turn up and take that girl to safety. There are things in place in this country that men probably wouldn't know about. So, there are places... But there's loads of avenues he could have gone down. Listen, if he's on the right like he says he is, why didn't he get in touch with Sammy Woodhouse like I always said?
Who said he's on the right?
That's true, she's up at his end as well.
Who said he's on the right?
There's loads of initiatives anyway as well, like at the bar. If you think if you're in a situation, you can ask for... What's the girl you asked for? I don't know what it is, but you asked for some certain girl's name at the bar to the bar.
He's made it very clear that he's not part of anything to do with left, right, fucking any bullshit like that. And he's made it quite clear he don't want it making into a fucking old Tommy fucking thing as well.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Oh god. Yeah.
Because you'll have the usual hope not hate rats making it into something it's not.
So
and there's even like hand signals you can give out now as well if you're yeah.
So there is a lot of these things about. So I'm surprised that hopefully he did, and he just didn't do an update on it, which is a bit strange as well. I don't know.
Always he's saying those refuges have been closed. Have they been closed then? Because there used to be one. There used to be one in East London, and there used to be one further up the country, outside of London. Are you saying they've been closed always?
I think Mungo's and the Sally Army, they do that type of stuff, didn't they? So I'd assume they're still open. But obviously council-run ones may be given to asylum seekers.
Well, yeah, probably.
I don't know. People don't seem to care about women and children anymore. They care about asylum seekers because it gives them a lot of money. So she's All Eyes on You is probably right.
Yeah, they probably have closed a few of them down. Funding stop. That's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, because that was somewhere for people to go who were being abused, in domestic ways.
So all your bullshit advice then, Jupiter, has gone out the window then, hasn't it? Outdated.
Kind of thing.
You see now, Wendy, if somebody came out of the woodwork, right, that didn't have a bad background with LSD and stuff, right, and said, listen, I own this big manor house, for example, or a hotel. See these hoteliers that say that they have to help the asylum seekers because they were going under because of COVID? What about if they actually turned to the right and said, listen, or to anyone and said, listen, I'm opening up, this is going to be a hostel for people that have been thinking, I'm going to get myself DBS checked, I'm gonna do this, and but I do need funding. Could people donate to assist these girls when they come here? Do you know how many people would put in money for that? They would put in money for it. But you see,
Rupert Lowe's got a whole heap of money, and now the inquiry is being done, or is getting done, apparently, as much as we can do. He can then put that, what was it, £750,000 quid? He can put that into something else as well.
Yeah, so do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely. But people,
and that's what I'm calling proper organised people, not these fucking idiots who want a dib dob badge, right? And sit on a bike, and then when they turn up say they can't do nothing. It's ridiculous. He's failed at the first hurdle.
Couldn't find anyone.
Wendy, even me and you turning up on push bikes would have probably done more for that girl.
Yes,
if it was me, I'm not.
Well, maybe you should have done that then, Jupiter. What have you actually done to help anybody other than yourself?
Right. If someone phones me up, right, and whoever it is, if it's boy or girl, and says, Dan, I'm in trouble here, yeah, I need your help, yeah, if I can get there to them, then at the end of the day, they're staying with me because it's my responsibility now.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, oh, can someone take this on? I'll be like, right, bang, we're going here, we're doing this, and then we're going to sort of make a plan out. Do you know what I mean? As long as you're safe, I'll take her back to my house if I have to. Do you know what I mean? You would.
I'm not being funny, but how would that look realistically, Dana? Obviously, that could have been done, but how would that make? What's the first thing that people are going to say once you've had some young girl in your house? Are we thinking straight? Are we doing that? Are we not bothering?
Just be like, oh, I need to phone people, and you've taken responsibility onto that. And it's good that if this happened, it's good that he's gone out and rescued her. Let's not, let's assume that this is the truth there. So it's good that he's gone out and he's saved someone from, individuals that want them to do harm or want to hurt this person, this woman or whatnot. That's fine, but we need the full story. We need to know what happened now. It's no point saying I phoned around, I couldn't have anyone. Shame on you people. Well, what happened? Where is it? What happened?
Who did you actually ring and blah? Who did you ring?
What is in the details? I mean, we don't need to see the girl's face or know her details because obviously we want to protect her. But the thing is, where he's lied so much, on Liam Tubbs, this could just be a fucking complete fabrication.
And that's the problem, that's the problem that we're facing at the moment. There's a lot of talkers and there's a lot of doing things and stuff like that, and a lot of people can come in as a fabricated person and be under the radar, which I'm hoping that it's not. Do you know what I mean? Because he's had the exposure, and if he can get this this group together to do the good stuff. I hope that works, because obviously, clearly, the police don't do nothing. So it's got to be like a little police force. So it's got to be something intimidating and things like that. And that's what I'm assuming. But you know, if it's fabrication and it's just trying to get a bit of money to help his campaign he's got going up or whatever, then that's wrong on all accords. Or if he's not ready.
Obviously, some people are not aware of the codes of fucking conduct in these biker communities or whatever. To do anything dodgy like that for personal gain or whatever, you could be signing your own death warrant. You're not dealing with wankers online. You're not dealing with fucking keyboard jihadi little wankers. You're dealing with real people in real life situations. Fucking hell.
To do what he's saying, then that's also wrong. You should be saying, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're not ready at the moment, probably another 2 or 3 months away, but this is the checklist that we need to do, and then we can launch. At the moment, it seems like he's launched,
and they're not ready.
He's launched, and he couldn't, or as far as we're concerned, by his post, you know, he couldn't help.
Yeah. Well, luckily we've got a resident correspondent with Wendy on the ball. She's going to keep her eyes on this one, because I think it needs so exciting.
So let's do a comparison site then, yeah? So Tommy was fully aware that shit was going on. Asked for people to come down there. People went down there. People sat in a house all night with threats of this, that and the other, burning the house down, blah, blah, blah. What actually happened? How did Tommy actually help that situation, realistically? Bearing in mind, he's been around this for fuck knows how many years. What did he do? What was the first thing he did? Considering people are going, oh, look, the biker rang the police. Who did Tommy ring first? What was the first port of call? Did he not ring the police? This is the thing, it's like the double standards and the fucking hypocritical levels of madness that goes on. It's like people cannot look inwardly. It's mad. People can try and help and not be able to help. That doesn't make it a bad deed, does it?
Well, yeah, and I really want to know. I want him to clarify who he's actually there for. If it's not for the girls that have been groomed, then.
Exactly. Who is it? But
it's for preventive measures. What's gone on has gone on. You can't fucking rewind time, can you? But you can be there as a fucking to fucking prevent these things from happening further. Once the people around, the fucking predators around, have realised that actually there is a set of people around that are actually willing to deliver consequences for their actions, then yeah, it's preventive measures all day long. I'm not being funny, but what else is happening? Who else has got a better idea? I'm not seeing anybody else doing fuck all. All I've seen is people doing the same shit, fucking moaning. Oh, let's everyone sign a petition. Oh, everyone vote for this party or this party. Or oh no, we don't like that party now. Let's all join this party. Where the fuck is it getting any of us realistically? And who is it fucking helping? Other than lining people's pockets. Everything that's gone on up until now has been lining people's pockets, and it's achieved fuck all.
All women, that's what I'm saying. It might just be.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
As opposed, it's not specifically on groomed children or groomed women or however. But again, there's a lot of people out there where you could probably work with who are.
Right, so we've got fucking hotels up and down the country which are filled with illegal immigrants, fucking criminals from day one, and women and children are reporting up and down the UK that it is not safe for them to be walking the streets in their own country. Now, who wouldn't want a fucking group of people like that to be the on-street fucking way to prevent these things, to actually show these wonky cunts, these fucking predators, that there will be consequences for their actions. Now, if we can't make our own women and children feel safe in this country, then what?
Established. Like Sammy Woodhouse, Maggie Oliver. You still got the. He was on stage last week. I can't remember. There's a few people up near Telford, Rotherham, and them places that have got their own individual things. You've got all these people who have been doing it for a couple of years. So why would he want to say, "Oh, I'm going to do something completely new"? That's what catches my eye, right? When people don't want to go with established stuff and want to do new stuff, and you don't know who they are, that catches my eye a lot.
Also, the fact that he was so evasive, he wasn't certain about anything. You know, every question that Liam asked him, he gave an evasive answer, a politician's answer.
Yeah.
A working man's politician,
no,
you know what I mean? Because he weren't even very good at being evasive.
Yeah. I haven't seen the full video yet, to be honest. I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't actually sat down and watched the
Well, in the back...
So we're all commenting on something that we've not even watched. Fucking hell, this is a joke. This is the problem with the people around this fucking situation or whatever. You're quite happy to speak openly shit on people that you've not even watched, whatever. It's like doing a fucking critique of a book when you've not read the fucking book.
I put it in the back again, so, I mean, you're probably aware anyway, aren't you, of the Daily Mail article on him?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the Daily Mail article.
Right.
I've seen a few other articles.
Okay, so if you've read them, then watch the Liam Tufts interview, then it makes sense of what Liam Tufts is asking him. But if you don't read it, unfortunately, I think it can come across like Liam was promoting him when he wasn't. Actually, what he's done is asked him some very hard questions because of the man's background. But if you don't know the background, unfortunately, you're not going to get what Liam Tufts is doing. Do you know what I mean?
So we should just jump on the bandwagon of, whatever's happening in someone's background, like they do with Tommy, yeah? Just exactly the same they do with Tommy. Digging into who Tommy knows, who's Tommy's family, who's done what, who's committed what fucking crimes. We'll just do that then, yeah? But this is not some hope not hate fucking hub, no. Danny, you need to ask yourself some serious questions. Why you now, this far on, are still around this wonky cunt?
Yeah, of course. Because, he wants to, again, he has a responsibility, not as in he's the head of the movement or anything else, but it's all clear now that he's probably the number two if anything was to happen with keeping the movement together. If there's in September, if something was to happen, I'm sure that Liam would come in and do what he has been doing. So he's got a responsibility himself.
And he's got to be seen.
Yeah, he's
the kind of person neutral. And never look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
With that,
If you're going to work, if he's going to be good, I can promote you. I can put you on the biggest channels and the biggest places because I have that thing. But I'm going to ask you the questions first because I need to know when other people are sharing you and whatnot that the movement is safe. Because that's the problem. It's not just, we've got to make sure that, nobody attacks Tommy in a way where they can put him in prison and all these types of stuff, and he can continue his documentary making, he can continue what he's doing. There's also the United Kingdom rallies, and then the bigger people, which is all of us. And it's easy if you drop the ball on one of it for people to come in, and it has been done before. They come in, they split things, they do things, they try and get normal innocent people in trouble. We've seen it over last summer. Tommy was saying...
Yeah, it's been done by the people that you now sat on a panel with, Dana.
Listen, don't go out and do anything naughty, don't do anything like that. And people were just going out and being arrested. So we all know that normal people can get arrested for doing normal things. So that's what these people up there have to think about. So on his channel, come over, answer my questions, and the people can decide. And that's what Liam is. I love Liam because he's always neutral. He always, he's got a set of questions.
Oh yeah, I respect Liam. This is no reflection on Liam at all.
Not being funny, but Liam's big enough to hold his own. If he wanted to ask or say something in a certain way, he would fucking say that. He's not going to pull punches or whatever. If Liam wanted to ask a question because he thought something or whatever, he would do so. If he had something to say, he would say so.
I'm just saying him as a podcast. Because I couldn't do that as a podcaster. Do you know what I mean? As an interviewer, I need to be biased in some way. I either like you or I dislike you. But he every single time hits a nail on the head, which is why his podcasts are so good.
He's got a poker face. That's what it is. He's got a poker face.
Yeah.
But you can never quite work out, what he's thinking, can you?
But once you know the story, Wendy, and then you watch Liam's interview, you can actually hear the sarcasm. And the thing is, he was giving messages to that bloke, and that bloke must have known what those messages were, because that bloke knows his own background.
Yeah.
He's basically telling him, listen, if you're an honest thief, basically, people will accept you because you've been honest about the fact that you once did thieving. But if it turns out there's deception, there could be problems. He even said to him, because in the past I was ready to promote someone and I ended up scrapping the video because it would have put him in danger once people realised that he was fake. He's basically saying to him to his face, listen, you're better off just telling the full truth. And the bloke just didn't get it. He was just all over the place.
That's the thing as well, you know. I don't know. I can have a 5-hour conversation about this. But some people just want to be famous, and some people just want to do their activism and make sure that things are going right. And some people want both, you know. But there's a lot of people that just want to be known rather than doing anything else, any of the legwork. Now, if I could carry on doing everything that I have done and I've done before without putting my face on there, I would have done. It was a fact of the matter. It was Black Lives Matter. They attacked Tommy. His mates started attacking him, and there was no one speaking out. So that's when I was like, I have to do it. Do you know what I mean? I can't just be faceless anymore. But if that didn't have happened, that bit of Black Lives Matter, I'd have no reason to have come out like I did. You know?
Oh, I see. You're right.
Yeah, but no one's criticising you, Danny. I think that...
I'm not saying about my criticism. I'm just saying...
Wendy has been, for fuck knows how long. Jupiter has been, tried to make you a fucking domestic terrorist. Fucking hell.
I'm just saying, like, if I had the choice, I would have just carried on doing what I was doing in the background, rather than putting my face up, because I was successful, you know, through the Brexit movements and all that. I could walk about, no one would know my, my Twitter at the time versus me. No one would know, so it was great. So if I could have continued, I would have done, because my passion is the activism. My passion is to make sure that people around me, my daughters and everyone else, is as a stable place as they can through whatever the government or anyone else is doing. So I feel I was kind of forced into it. I'm not saying people have to go at me, do what they like, but some people just think, oh, hang on a minute, how can I get famous? The Shield.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do this. Because he was supposed to be part of a motorbike club, and I've never seen him with bikers. I'm trying to get in contact with the Rolling Thunder to see if anyone, because this is the legitimacy. People.
I don't know where you're looking, Danny. I really don't know where you're looking. He's been to meetings here, there, and everywhere with all different biker groups. I don't get what you're on about.
It's getting worse.
Have you seen him with like a whole group? Because they were supposed to come down to the For the Children on last Saturday. They were supposed to come down. He had a conversation online with Tommy. I said, I remember him saying, come down to the For the Children. I like what you're doing. He said, yes, I'm coming. And then he had something else on. Right?
All I've seen is 60-second video.
Yeah, because he's literally trying to keep anything to do with the Tommy crowd and whatever well away from it, because we all know what people will do with it. They'll just make it a far right fucking whatever, and then people will not wanting to fucking be part of it or whatever. Not everything has to revolve around fucking Tommy Robinson. It does bring a certain fucking stigma to what it is that you're doing. It's perfectly normal for people to recognise that and not want to fall down that pit hole.
Was it him with a gang of bikers outside pubs or different places?
Exactly. I haven't even seen that. Anyway, people, I'm going to go. I'll come back in a minute. All right?
All right. Yeah, no, that's fine. If we're still here, we're still here.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I think we need to keep our eyes on the ball with this one. And I know people think, oh, it's just stupid. I wants to knock anybody who comes up and
like anybody gives a fuck what you think. You hope not hate fucking smelly little troll and your fucking dirty mate Wendy.
No. I think his idea is a really good idea, but I just don't think that he's the right persona, that he's dedicated enough, that he's organised enough, or that he's got the right background. I honestly believe that if somebody wanted to start all that up, they could do it from just a WhatsApp group, and then as it got bigger and needed more organisation, come out and say, look, I've got 4,000 people in this group. We've been doing this in my local community. We want to stretch out to other communities. We've given ourselves a name. You know, this is a number you can get.
People have already been doing this shit, Jupiter, for the last fucking couple of years. People in different areas have set up their own fucking groups. People have been securing their own areas, patrolling the fucking streets. General people, normal people, and it only goes so far. Anything that anyone does is a good thing. Now, you'd be quite happy to shit on anybody and everybody that does anything. That much is fucking crystal clear.
Involved in, they would be more articulate, they'd understand the organisational process of what they've been doing because they've built it up from the ground. But no, this bloke is one of these people he gets these epiphanies under the influence, and then suddenly he thinks that he can be this fucking saviour for everyone. And then
he likes to read out his own poetry as well. Yeah.
Oh God! But when he gets there, he hasn't even got the common sense of even a street level person. Like I said, Wendy, me and you rolling up on fucking push bikes would have probably helped that girl more.
Well, I certainly wouldn't have been on the phone to anyone. I'd have took her home. Right, you go sleep in there, and we'll sort things out tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? But it sounds to me like he took her wherever and then spent the rest of the time on the bloody phone.
Yeah, but the thing is, Wendy, I would have been all night through the night finding out, or doing research, finding out who to contact first thing in the morning, etc., etc. But the difference is, we would have taken her to a place of safety. Yeah. But like Danny says, we can't even be sure that him or the people around him. There's no way I'm going to advocate for a fucking older man to be taking a fucking young girl underage back to his place. I don't care who he is, unless he's actually had all full DBS checks and we know he's absolutely 100% kosher. Not even him. I'm not accusing him of wanting to do anything or anything like that. But no, I don't think he should have even took her home to his. He should have found a female. Sorry, he should have done. He said that he had females in his group specifically to drive these girls after an incident to somewhere safe. Not that would really be needed. That's what he said. That's what he said in the interview. So where was this female that you had?
Well, I'd have thought there'd be lots of females. I mean, the wives and the girlfriends of the bikers, surely. I don't know. But I want more clarification on what it's all about.
No, you don't know. You don't know much, do you, Wendy?
Yeah, definitely.
Coming up with the name, like you said, coming up with this, was it Danny that said, coming up with this fucking name, the Shield. It's got to be more than that. Even that name, I don't really like the name. Yeah, I don't really like the name. Yeah, and I don't like vigilantes on the streets anyway, Dupes, to be honest, because sometimes they can, they get the wrong.
Well, it depends. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes they get the wrong people, and you have to make sure that they're actually. But the ones that start up from just a couple of mums or a couple of parents that are walking up and down outside the school, and then it gets a bit bigger, more people join them and all that. I don't have anything wrong with that. I've seen where it's been successful, Wendy. I have seen where it's been successful. So, but those
he's making a big deal out of something that he's not clarifying what it's about. I don't care if you've got someone that'll take a packet of Rizzlers through 500 miles up the fucking road to Glasgow. That doesn't interest me, but I want clarification about what he's really about.
Yeah, and I don't think it takes 25 quid a person to actually pay this fella to join this group. I don't think it needs that. If you're about it, you're about it. And you certainly don't need to pay him to be trained by him. And the thing is, Wendy, he reckons that when he gets all these volunteers, he's going to train them all, but he couldn't even do it on his ones yesterday. What the fuck?
Train them all for what?
He's going to train them in what they've got to do. I don't know, maybe we should go and ask Ben. Ben seems to think that he's joining this group in 2 weeks.
Already joined, you mad cunt.
See what I mean? See, now, there's Danny's words just come true. Den's going to be joining them.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where I first heard of him. Den was on my channel and said, I'm leaving YouTube in 2 weeks. I'm going to join the Shield. They need loads of people, admin and all this. I was like, join the Shield. And that's that's how I found out about him.
Well, you go on his website. You go on his website, Jubes. You click on, whatever. Fill all your details in. And then you look down the job vacancies that they've got, or volunteer vacancies, that they've got. And you click on the one you want to do.
Yeah. So I asked around, Wendy.
Yeah, because people have different skill sets, obviously.
And a few people come back to me, I've heard who he is. Just wait, they sent me some information. Wait your time, he's meant to be on Liam's, but it's going to be released Thursday. So I was like, okay, I'll wait my time. And then I saw the interview and I thought, no, I don't like him. And
what would he think if he watched your fucking bullshit? Would anyone like you? The people around you call friends, don't even like you, expose you on a daily basis, you fucking fucked up, hope not hate cunt.
I'm not the only one, but People can see good in the idea, but there's a lot of. I mean, there was a lot of other people that were writing when the premiere went out that were saying this is bollocks, this is weird. Yeah. So I know I'm not the only one, but
Yeah, you're amongst all the other weird cunts that was against paedophile hunter groups, like the person you sat next to now, Wendy, that told me even yesterday that I'm still against paedophile hunter groups that are taking fucking more paedophiles off the streets than the fucking police do. Yous are wonky cunts.
I see that Dave was promoting him as well, but I don't know if he was promoting him thinking that he was a good person and probably didn't know the background.
Well, the thing is, they promote these ideas and these groups without really knowing anything about them. That's what makes me laugh, without looking into it.
Like you, Wendy, when you was promoting Clown World and trying to get in the book, yeah, like that. Indifferent, somewhere similar.
And watch, just sitting back, watching and waiting for a while, to see what happens. And people like Dave and Dan promote it without knowing anything about it.
Well, to be fair,
I don't join anything. I'm very anti-groups in general. I checked a lot out before I fucking joined, you mental cunt. Unlike you, Wendy, I'm very fucking knowledgeable about biker groups and what it entails and whatever. Nobody's joining the biker group. People are joining what has been fucking set up to keep the women and the children safe as preventive fucking measures.
Dave, he's probably done it because Den's told him he's joining it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, God. Right.
Well, I haven't heard Dave saying he's joining it. I've heard Den saying he's joining it, not Dave. Dave only put the link out, to be fair to Dave. And he probably heard from Den, because Den's the first person that I heard even talking about it. But that would be because Den's up in Manchester and this bloke's in Manchester, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
fucking what?
And it's all very strange. If they can't even go and say...
And actually, he's not in Manchester. He was just born in Manchester.
One girl, then what the fuck is it all about? I don't know.
Yeah, so, he's in Manchester. So he's in the hub of where it's all been happening, isn't he, really?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So, I don't get it. I will get it. I will find out. I just.
Well, you would find out. You wouldn't be able to find out because there's fucking shitloads of videos across many platforms, and it's gained nothing but support. So it's expected that you hope not hate fucking rats would be against anything like this. You're for it.
Don't get it at the moment.
Yeah, we've got to keep our eyes on it. That's what I'm saying. We've got to keep our eyes on it.
Not being funny, but you're now sat with the person that blamed the parents of the fucking victims, the survivors. Wendy sat there and blamed the fucking parents.
Yeah. It's all very strange.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Peter Moore said Paul Falk can get him to sign the pledge. I would not.
No.
Back up Paul Falk ever, not one time, no.
Yeah, there's another thing, the pledge. How much people fucking giving over to do that bullshit. And then you've got the Freedom of Speech Union, which people are fucking handing over £30 for, and the details. What's it going to achieve realistically? Who are you helping? What are you preventing? Fuck all.
No, you can fuck off.
And then we've got people that are just handing fucking money over to join parties. Fucking all these pointless fucking political parties. The people that are pushing this political shit don't even understand that your vote is your consent. That's how fucking retarded this situation actually is.
He can literally fuck off. He's an infiltrator and a usurper, and I'm surprised that people haven't seen it, because I've been telling people since Wendy.
He thinks he's funny, doesn't he?
But yous are not infiltrators, no? Leeching into anyone that will give you fucking time of day. Danny will see you for what you are eventually. So will his mate fucking AY, so will his mate Roy. They've just not been told yet by Danny.
Yeah. He made a video and Dave reviewed it, right?
Yeah.
And Paul Thorpe literally tries to have a go at Douglas Murray, saying, you're intelligent, you knew this and you that and the other, but the time for words have stopped. Excuse me. Douglas Murray does a lot more than write books. And when you write a book and have 6 bestsellers, Paul, then maybe you can come back.
All right, okay, so writing some books, that's helping people, innit, Wenda? You fucking mong.
Then maybe you can come back. When you go to Israel and get fired at with a gun, when someone fires at you with a gun, then maybe you can come and talk then. But until then, shut up. What, do you know what I mean, Jupiter? What?
Listen. Right.
Just more attacks on Paul Thorpe. I'm going to
fast
forward through this shit.
Eventually, as time goes on, other people.
Right.
So, you know, Rupert isn't a party. Yeah, it's a press group, as Wise says. But I think that there is a need for him because the bottom line is that, look, we've got Tommy Robinson's movement, right? And we all stand by Tom. Well, I know, maybe some people do stand by Tommy, and that's why they're in that movement.
Fuck off, you called him a grifter not so long ago. You fucking mate Wenda sat there and attacked him with all sorts of shit, making out his fucking mate Danny Tomo was a paedophile. You don't support fuck all, let's be honest. I know you can't, but...
I understand Tommy's message, but they're also there for the persecution of Tommy, right? So it is a little bit more personalised as well. It's 2 things. It's uniting the kingdom, but it's also exposing the judiciary system and everything else. Yeah? But we still need an avenue with somebody who's actually got a little bit... Tommy's got a voice and he's got strength in numbers, right? But Rupert Lowe has got actually the foot in the parliament.
Well, this is what I was going to say. If he can form a pressure group and he can get anything into the lobbies of Parliament, that's a good thing. So I don't know what Paul Thorpe's going on about, or is he? You know what he's like. He gets jealous of other people that may succeed. So obviously, he doesn't like Rupert Lowe, and he's all about Ben Habib. You know.
Yeah, but for me, that's suspicious, Wendy. It's suspicious that he wants to promote this Ben Habib. It really is for me. And I know that you're going to say to me, oh, God, that's your working class route, Jupiter. But I'm always suspicious of people that have got these middle-class connections. And Paul Thorpe, when he came out and said, oh, yeah, and I was the bodyguard for the Fayeds, even though Fayed was meant to be someone who touched women up, and that I was his confidant and all this shit, I was like, number one, I think you're fantasising a little bit. Number 2, okay, so you've got dodgy connections. I'm the same with Lubna. Lubna, she comes across as a decent person, but she's been on the BBC. She was on The Apprentice, yeah? That's not an ordinary person. This is some...
Well, Tommy's been on the BBC, so what are we doing here?
That's already gone through hoops and has made connections, right? So that's why I'm suspicious of her. And notice that Den has been promoting Paul Thorpe and Lubna for a quite...
Oh, I've been supporting him, whatever, Paul Thorpe ever. Let's see the evidence then, Jupiter. Go through all my fucking posts, my channel history, whatever, and show me any of me supporting Paul Thorpe. Now, do I think Paul Thorpe is naive? Yeah, a little. Undeniable. Do I think that he's doing the right thing, waking people up? Do I think that he's got a big, large channel and reaches far more than you do? Yeah, I do. Anyone that's waking people up to the bigger problem or whatever, good on him. You just hate anyone that's got a bigger following than you, which is everybody, pretty much.
Well, now as well, he's got... He seems to think...
Hang on, wait. I thought Lubna had disappeared in fear of her life.
Well, she was meant to have done. Paul Thorpe come out and done a GoFundMe for her. Again, another dodgy connection. Yeah? And when I say these things, it's not because I want to be nasty.
Well, look at your dodgy connections. You connected all the way up to Hope Not Hate. You've covered for Hope Not Hate. You've lied for people, Hope Not Hate agents, and then you've been caught out, and now everyone's aware of it. This is just bitterness, spiteful, vengeance, vendettas from you. And we can see which way you're fucking playing this game.
Or because I want to pull people down, because I do think that we all need to stand together. Right?
Look, Jupiter.
Nobody gonna stand together with a dirty fat cunt like you and your fat mate Wenda.
Forget what
if I see a dodgy connection, I'm going to tell you there's a dodgy connection. Because if the brakes fucking fail, yeah, I'm not going to have my neck broken.
Right. So have you forgotten when Paul Thorpe said not long ago he's got half the Met police force on his phone?
Exactly, Wendy. And that's the other thing.
If that's not a red flag, what is? I've got half that.
What's a red flag? You two, for a start?
I don't know, Tommy. I think I've spoken to him once. And I only met him on the airplane. It was a complete... I'll never forget that. I'll never forget. And yet now, all of a sudden, because we've got to unite the kingdom. So what we need now with Ben Habib, and this other guy, with his pressure group, we don't need it.
Listen,
so people
we don't need it.
Douglas. What the fuck's Douglas Murray done to him? Fuck off, he needs to fuck off.
What the fuck has Douglas Murray done other than write a few books? Another grifter.
What is he at the end of the day? Somebody that sells watches. That's it.
So Douglas Murray's done a lot for the Tommy movement without even being connected. And if people can't see that, then they're fucking blind.
Well, why does he do that? Why does he do it as a separate entity altogether than Tommy? Because it brings shit upon that person and the people around him and just brings a stigma. So when other people are doing it, it's different then, isn't it?
But then Wendy, there are a lot of blind people. There are a lot of people that can't see the bigger picture. They say that they're all working for the same aim, but they're not. And the aim is to make sure our country's safe for women and children and young boys and men, young men, adolescents, that there is no fucking violence on the streets. All right, we're never going to eradicate it 100%. But let's get it back to livable fucking levels. Let's get jobs in the country. Let's get housing in the country. Let's sort out this illegal immigration. All of these things matter to all of us, right? Let's sort out the justice system. Stop the two-tier management. All of this stuff needs to be sorted out. And we need to stand together and work and have the connections. But the fact of the matter is, we don't need these new nobodies turning up because we've seen them time and time again. And for me, I'm very suspicious now of anyone that just comes out of nowhere. Liam Tuff says it himself when he interviewed him. The thing is, when these people just come out of nowhere, we have to ask questions. And yeah, we do. Because there's so many people that want to jump on the coattails to make a little bit of money.
Well, where did you just pop up from, Jupiter? We know that you was originally around the Nazi lot. The Ralphs and all this fucking whatever, connected to the fucking PA lot. That's where you originated from. And they booted your ass out, didn't they?
For themselves and fuck off.
No, I've lost count with the amount of people.
Or to make them to themselves and fuck off, right? Or to misguide people. And believe me, right, the politics at the moment, I don't know what you think, Wendy, but what I'm finding really interesting is that it's crumbling, okay? The left are disintegrating into two groups. There's this Sultana woman who reckons that she's going to do an alliance with Jeremy Corbyn, even though Jeremy Corbyn said, well, no, not at this moment, I'm not. But obviously there's been discussions and she's jumped out a bit early, right? But so the left are dividing up. You've got the right that's disintegrating. We've now got Reclaim, haven't we? We've got Reform, we've got the Conservatives, we've got UKIP, and then we've got obviously Rupert Lowe's group, we've got this advance. So everything's factioning, right? Factioning. And for me, I think it's really important that we look at all this. Everybody's allowed to make their own minds up. But I'm going to tell people, honestly, my opinion, where I think we can walk through this without it getting... I don't want civil war in this country unless the shit hits the fan. And what I mean by that is, Wendy, if it carries on the trajectory that we're on, there's going to be no other avenue, right? And when it gets to no other avenue, I'm one of those people that say, fuck off, you've had your chances, we've tried to deal with it sadly, now we're going to have to fucking deal with it the way that we didn't want to, right?
And who's going to do that? You and Halfman Hector, yeah? Fat Jupiter and Halfman Hector taking to the streets to deal with the fucking problems, yeah? I don't think so. Nor does anyone else.
And I don't condone violence. I don't want to see... Because my family's one of those families... Well, every family's going to be fucking worried if it goes to that shit. It will be. It's going to reach every doorstep, right? You can see what's kicking off in Ireland and all this other stuff that's going on. And that's the very real reality is that we could end up having here, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't really particularly want that. Because I don't think that we're a country full of racists like we've been branded by our own government. I don't think that we are. And I think a lot of us, like myself, have got either nieces or nephews or cousins, grandchildren, children that are mixed or have some sort of mix in them, and they don't want any of this because they're sitting there thinking, oh my fucking good God, this is going to rip my family apart. If it comes down to the wire. So there's a lot of people that don't want it to get to the wire. But having said that, British people of all colours are not going to just sit here and be classed as second-class citizen to outsiders. And if the government don't wake up, so it's really important that we pick the right pathway, right? And I think it's been made obvious by Farage that he hasn't got the gumption, that he's not on our side.
He hasn't got the gumption, Jupiter, not at all, no.
He's not on our side.
No.
Danny Roscoe's done a brilliant video. Actually, can I quickly play it?
Yeah, I just want to get this point across before you play it. I'm expecting a statement from Starmer. Because you know that those two blokes, it's sort of like a fucking snake.
He wears his trousers far too high for me, Wendy. There's a rumour that Alex Phillips slept with him, and I refuse to believe it, because if she did, she's got poor taste in men.
He's married, isn't he?
Yeah, but he had an affair on his wife, didn't he? The one he's with now was not his first wife.
Okay.
But I think, Alex, why did you drop your levels? You're far too pretty.
For she is, and that's another black mark against him if he's like that then.
Yeah, exactly. So let me just play this video of Danny's. It's not long.
Yeah.
But there's things in there that I do want to stop and point out, because where I agree and disagree, I don't think he's too happy about Rupert Lowe's group, but he's got something in here that is interesting. Let me find it actually. Where is it? Oh dear, where have I put it? That's not it.
So he's cleaning his act up, is he, or Danny?
Oh yeah, he was in a suit.
When I think of how that lot, tried to fucking turn and say things about Danny, you know, the Mandy Mosleys of the world, running around with this picture saying it was definitely Danny. And it just makes me fucking sick, to be honest, Jupiter. It really does, because everything he said has come true.
Well, that little group, definitely. They definitely are people that are infiltrators. And I'm glad that Tony went and stuck it on Mandy Mosley, to be honest with you. But they definitely are infiltrators, and what they did was nasty, and you've got to question anything that they do after that.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. So...
But yeah, the thing that happened with Tony and Mandy, that was more of a personal thing, or it wasn't. It was nothing to do with the Tommy Robinson, the Uniting the Kingdom, or anything like that. It was all to do with a personal thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what they do. That's what they were good at, Wendy.
No, it was the direct attack on Team Tommy, fucking frog boiling, piss drinking cunt.
I'm just saying, I'm just making it clear for people who were listening. It was a very personal thing that she'd done towards Tommy. Yeah.
Yes. But the fact of the matter is that what they do is they go in and they try to discredit people.
Yeah.
By smearing them. I mean, like always.
What, like you're doing?
Earlier when they come in, Eddie is okay got smeared.
Oh, I remember him. Yeah.
No, he was all right. I know that people say that, you know, they believe that the stuff that he said that was said about him, and that I don't believe it. Like
Eddie is okay that was supporting the Black Panther movement. Eddie is okay that was one of the front runners of the King's Flag fraud, which was trying to get veterans to storm Parliament based off the back of a bullshit scammer's fucking scrapbook. Yeah? Okay. Decent people.
you said the other day, Russell Brand.
It's funny what Jupiter can look into and not look into, isn't it?
Apparently he was all right until he suddenly went a different kind of politics, and now all of a sudden
he went to the right. Yeah, he was great. Then he changed his politics, came to the right, and then all of a sudden, you know, he's a sex offender. Yes.
You know? So, always says that Eddie was not okay. I thought he was okay. I don't know why you don't think he was okay. I thought he was okay.
Well, All Eyes is obviously more clued up than your dumbass.
Ross is an ordinary kind of bloke, really.
I thought he was okay.
The only time I knew something wasn't quite right, he made a short video of him. I don't know if you saw it. He's lying on his sofa in his flat or wherever, and he reckoned that his computer had been nicked, but there was no signs of anyone breaking into his flat, so he couldn't work out how they got in. And I thought, well, never mind. And then after that, he just like disappeared, just gone.
Yeah, he did get dragged into the Hampstead madness, and he was the one that ended up. I think he ended up in problem with it legally, but
yeah, he did. He ended up in court. He fucking mong.
I don't want to say too much, but I've actually had conversations with him since then.
Oh, bet you have. Bet you have.
And
he got dragged into that madness, did he?
Yeah, he did. But I think that was a case of a lot.
He didn't get dragged. He walked willingly into that shit, pushed it all around the internet until he ended up in court.
People got dragged into that, you know, through the Brian Harvey stuff and that. But I think.
Oh God, yeah, because he went to interview Brian Harvey, didn't he?
Yeah, so he got dragged into a load of stuff. Actually, I think that could have been anyone at that time if they'd have got dragged in and that. But I do think he was all right. He was all right. But that's.
I've still got the threats from Eddie to women threatening to bury him upside down. Yeah, a nice guy, Eddie.
It's my opinion. I don't know too much, too deeply. I'm always going to...
Oh, it's pity you didn't look into Eddie like you've looked into this then, isn't it, Jupiter? It's weird that you've got this weird wonky narrative, innit? You always end up supporting the absolute wrong uns, don't you? Funny that. You're a magnet for shit, aren't you? I don't believe in coincidences. You can't support so many shit cunts without actually being complicit to it all.
Say that from what I've seen, he was okay, you know? I'm not saying that I agree with him going to the courts and that.
Well, if he listened and he believed Brian Harvey...
Victoria, right, what I'm going to say is this. I don't know the details of that, right? And you might be 100% right because you do seem to come with facts and stuff. But what I will say is that there's a lot of people on these channels that have been dragged into saying disgusting stuff and putting people's addresses out in retaliation for being trolled. So until I know the full story, I'm not going to sit here and judge. Because
what are we talking about?
Right, so she said this, look. She said, And bear in mind, I do know what group you sat with before, Victoria. No offence, but it is okay when after a woman and her daughter are putting pictures out speaking about pearl necklaces and put her address and details on a troll site. I contacted the site and got it taken down. I agree with you. It's not good to put someone's address and that on the troll site. I don't know anything about the pearl necklace thing, and I don't know if you're saying that he wanted to do stuff to them, which is something different to, oh, I've heard these rumours about somebody.
Jupiter won't have an issue with Eddie doxing a child and showing where the school is and all that. Jupiter's fucking a big fan of all that.
Right? But what I will say is that a lot of people...
Allegedly then, because we don't know, do we?
Yeah, I mean, allegedly. I've never seen it.
Oh, but you've not used the word allegedly with all the other shit you've been spouting for fuck knows how long before this. Funny.
Right? But what I will say is that I've been in a situation under duress where someone's been saying the most awful stuff to me, so I've retaliated in kind.
When Jupiter says, oh, they're saying awful stuff, what she means is the truth, which it can actually prove, yeah, this has happened, that's happened, Jupiter's been aware of it, Jupiter's been okay with it, Jupiter's backed it up, Jupiter's fucking give it light of day and pushed it forward as if any of these things are fucking okay. Scumbag.
Saying crude or crass stuff to people. Like, I don't know, oh, why don't you fuck off, you just love having it up the arsehole or something like that, whatever. Sorry, Wendy.
How random is she? She's a weird cunt. Always goes down to fucking some sort of sexual deviancy with this old twisted bag of shit.
But, you know, I've been drawn to levels of saying things that are... Yeah. Whatchamacallit, you know. So, unless I know the exact details, I can't comment on that.
No,
and Victoria, I do know that you take it personal because you believe he went against you. So you're invested in it. You're invested in smearing him because apparently he was arguing with you. Yeah? But I also do know the group that you used to sit with, I also do know that that group that you used to sit with weren't too nice to people, the way that they smear people. Look at Danny Oakes-Jones making out that I was... and the hiding in plain sight website that was out there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that all that little group were involved with.
That weren't Danny Jones. That was Eric, the person that you keep using their fucking cut and shut videos for, you mental dumb bitch.
I don't think that's any better. I'm sorry, I don't.
And your mate Wendy knows, because he was sat there discussing it on Wendy's. I'm going to put all this shit out regardless. They were sat there discussing it with Wendy about how they've changed ownership of the group. You know, just say and do all these things in public because it's not obviously going to be used against them, is it? They didn't have the sense to go, oh, we'll do this in the background. No, we'll do it on Wendy's. And now it's going to get put back out by that bastard Den Tarragon.
So unless I know the exact details, I'm not gonna comment.
Wendy knows.
I've never heard that before. And
oh, don't lie, Wendy. You're fucking full of it. You're going to look a bit embarrassed when I put your own stream out, aren't you? When it's all discussed and you're laughing away.
Allegedly, whatever went on, bring the evidence because I don't know nothing about it.
Okay, I'll take that as a challenge to bring forward the evidence. It just makes it easier and gives you no fucking deniability that it was done on your platform and you were sat there with them discussing it. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly, Wendy. Nor do I. You know. But yeah, let me just play this video of Danny's anyway. Let's get this up. We'll review this and then you can have your say and I'll have my say. But it's interesting. It's only 5 minutes long. So
UKIP stands tall because we are all being played again. Last year they told you that reform would save Britain. They said that Nigel Farage is your saviour. But when we look closer, we can see he's already lined up his media gigs. He's got no ground game, no real policies, and when things get tough, he's going to walk away like he always does. Reform isn't a movement, a political party. It's a mirage. It's a shiny distraction designed to split the vote and keep the same rot in power.
We will, in 3 to 4 weeks' time, announce more detailed policy on how we will actually carry out those deportations. We'll do that after the election, but I make the intention